love radio because of that static motion that is very haunted for me, and as well magical, as we don't know the source of it, and it's an empty space that I like to think that is full of possibilities. I'm Julia Drouhin. I'm a performer artist working with radios in public space. I'm obsessed with sound. I'm a hoarder of sounds, but as well, I like to make sounds with radios as instruments, for example. My interest in radios started when I was 6 years old, when my big brother was interviewing me on a cassette player.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs.
He was pretending he was a radio operator interviewing a great composer.
En fait, oui, j'étais restée dans l'ombre. En fait, c'est moi qui ai écrit toutes les paroles.
I like to get lost in unknown landscapes and soundscapes. And that's how I usually start working to do my art projects. I record unusual sounds that I encountered, and as well I'm interested in the friction with the people who are in those landscapes and soundscapes. This is an electric hurdy-gurdy, and for me it represents the dark and haunted soundscapes of Tasmania. I came to Tasmania 5 years ago because of love, as my husband grew up here and we thought it would be nice to raise our kids surrounded by nature. My first impression was the isolation and the force of nature, that immensity of it. The most powerful sound that I've heard in Tasmania was a murder of crows in the bush. I went out and I could hear those birds singing to each other, discussing something very important. I felt I was part of a secret assembly of birds. I noticed that in Tasmania there is a tendency of art practice to be quite dark and ritualistic, and I was introduced into that aspect of performing that I think influenced my way of acting in public space. I'm aware of my own territory, which is my body now, in a different way, so I changed my practice to performing arts. And start as well to think about what I can represent as a woman and an artist and a mother. I made my first chocolate record for the Museum of Old and New Art to eat the music. I use 7-inch records. I cast them in pinky seal. The chocolate records do not always play, which can be quite disappointing for the audience, but they always like the chocolate. I really like to challenge the audience to listen to the world differently. But always the only rule is to have fun.